Alright, right, I've wrote it out, a little sketch, look, got some little reindeers in there. That's going to be land, that's a bit of a lake there, mountains and a sky. Now, these mountains got snow on them, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to spin that upside down to get the snow on mountains. How shall I do it? Let's get that. I might have to take that, bring it over there. Something like that, that'll do. To get that snow on mountains, it's leaning, it don't matter. To get that snow on mountains, I need dark around there to show that white. So I'm going to use white paper, put snow on mountains. Right, so let's use a couple of brushes on go. I'm going to use this brush here for one thing. I'll get two different colours on a couple of different light brushes. I'll have a dark colour mixed in there. Right, I'm ready. So, just water on this one. Painting in and around there, look. Plenty of water, so yeah, because we want all this paint to splodge around. Right, something like that. Then I'm going to come in with this dark colour. Look how dark that is. That's ultramarine blue. It's actually mud out the bottom of my palette, but it's ultramarine blue with burnt umber and maybe even bits of mud mixed in there from in my thing. But if you use ultramarine blue and burnt umber, you'll get a nice darkish colour, and then quite a bit water to just sort of mix it in. Right, let me get this softening brush now and just make sure this area here, I want that area there soft and that area there. Right, I've got some purple colour mixed up. Let me wash that brush now. Purple, mix a red and a blue to get a purple. I've actually got some ready mixed purple. I don't like ready mixed colours really, but if someone gives you some free watercolour paint, I don't like to turn out down what's free in it. So there's a purple in there, look. Oh, niceness. Blend a bit of that. I'll blend them two together. Bring that right up and out there, look. Something like that, I suppose I'll keep that, see that hard line there? I don't want that. Don't want any hard lines on any of this. I've got to keep this paper wet all the time. Right, let's have a look down here. Down here, look, into this bit. I want a dark colour there. So I've got that purple still on my brush. I'll go into that mucky colour again as well without washing my brush, so it'll be slightly different. That's good. There. That's it. And that'll bring out that snow there, you see. That's the snow on top of that mountain. Soften the edge. Niceness. This bit here, look, this background mountain. I find I don't like to go right up. Let's do. I've added a bit more purple into this one, just to alter it a bit. You don't have to do that. That's just what I did it. Now look. Into there, across there. Make sure there's plenty of water in this area. This is where it's all going to fade out. Niceness. That's where it's all fading out, you see. Right, now I don't want this water dripping everywhere. That's, I'm going to attempt now to spin it back round normal way. Because I'm on cartridge paper, because it's nice and cheap, good paper to practice on because of how cheap it is. Because I'm on cartridge paper, it's cockling a bit, but don't worry, it'll straighten out when it dries. I keep saying I'm going to try getting the iron and ironing it. Right, I've got some cerulean blue now. I'll come in with a bit of that. Cerulean blue. Oh, that looks nice. And blending that in to all them other colours, mixing them all, you see, look. Into there. Mix the two colours together. Some more. Let's have some, I'm just having a look. Yeah, let's have some more there. Mixed in with them two. Just mix them colours around a bit. Niceness. And then I'm going to have a big cloud coming in there, you see. I'll have a bit there, like that. Bit there, that's so them's mixing. This bit here, let's just pull that out a bit more again. That's my big cloud. Like that. Niceness. See how my paper's staying nice and wet through all time. Tell you what I could do with now. Let's wash that brush. And pop in now a bit of yellow ochre or raw sienna would be perfect for this. If you haven't got either, get a bit of light red and some lemon yellow, or what's the other yellow? Any yellow really, and mix them two together and you'll get a creamy colour. There, that's like a creamy colour. Might even go slightly green, mixing with that cerulean blue, but I really won't worry about it. It's not going to matter. Alright, soften that in now, into here. And into here. And that's that cloud. That's that mist cutting through into the mountain, you see. I'm looking a bit there. That looks brilliant. Looks like a background mountain there, but I'm going to pull it out because I just am. Don't really need no puddles of paint. There. Let's have a look. Just blend that round, soften that. I think I'll pull them colours right in through this mountain, just tiny bits of colours. This background mountain here is going to have some tiny bits in it, so tiny bits. Snow's never usually pure white. You can leave pure white bits, but in general it not be pure white. There, something like that. There, and just leave it to dry. Right, this next bit, I love cartridge paper because it's cheap, so I'm working on cartridge paper. So I'm going to use, this is like a hard bristled spiky brush, can you see that? Like a special effects brush for doing bushes and stuff. So I'm going to use that to get me effect. But if you're on proper watercolour paper, you can use any brush, and the roughness of the paper, if you get your paint quite dry and just drag it along like that, the paint will break and you'll get like a cause that's what I'm after, like a broken effect for the snow. So that's what I'm after. But because I'm on this paper, it's so smooth, if you do that you tend to just get a one thick smear and it don't break. So I like to just use this broken brush and do it like that. So what I've been doing to get that same effect, I've been dabbing on like that and then dragging a bit with my finger like that. Yeah, so I'm doing that. I've got fairly dry paint. It's a mixture of ultramarine blue, Bont Umber, bit of mud at the bottom of my palette, ultramarine blue and Bont Umber will give a nice darkish colour. But what I'm doing, it's basically a mud colour, but it's leaning towards blue. So if you've got a load of mud in the bottom of your palette, instead of chucking it away, use it. Then add a bit of blue to it so it goes more blue. If it starts going green, add some red. Red will always kill the green. There we are. Niceness. That's looking nice. That's that sort of effect I'm after. I'll do a bit of dragging now. I'm going to try and get the top of this bit here. Oh, niceness. Niceness. You It's nice and quiet. I told Gertie D to hoover up because the hoover, well, it's just sat gathering dust. It's Dooversitis, my stepbrother, and his dad Arthur. They've gone fishing, so it's nice and quiet. But if Gertie D starts hoovering up, then it not be as quiet. So if you hear any noises, Gertie D started to hoover up. I lives here with my mum and my stepdad and my stepbrother, Doofus. Can you see what I'm doing? Just building up layers. Doofus gets into all sorts of trouble. He's crazy. Nice, let's look at that. Right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to flip this upside down. Right, you still see that, can't you? I'm going to get that bottom line there. This line across bottom here. Oh, nice. I want that. I want to grab that line there. And have quite a thick bit there. I wonder if I drag my brush a bit there. Oh, yes. That's it, look. This bit here, I want to drag that. That there, it's going straight up. I prefer that at an angle, I think. I'll have a look in a bit. If out like that, I'll have a look in a bit. It might look good like that when I flip it back round and sit back and have a look. But if not, I'll get a damp brush and I'll break that paint up and just drag it so it goes up. See how this all goes up at an angle? That's what I call following the contours of your land. If you've watched me before, you know I'm always going on about it. Follow your contours of your land. So your brush strokes, like this, is a vertical brush stroke because this is this vertical line what I'm following. We're following the contours of the land. But you won't do the whole lot vertical because it's a mountain, so it's going uphill. It's a snowy mountain. Snowy mountain, in it dread. There we are, look. Let's get him in that bottom line there. Let's do that across a bit more. I'll add a bit of texture like that. This brush breaks up. If you do want to use this technique and you haven't got one of these brushes, you've got, say, a hike brush, dry your hike brush, bash all the end up so it goes spiky, and then use it like that. You can chisel it for this bit here. When you're doing right up to a line, you chisel your hike brush. But if you bash the end of your hike brush up, you can use it exactly the same as this. When I started, you don't need that many brushes. When I started painting, I went crazy, and every time I seen a brush, I thought, I need that brush, need it. Bought loads of brushes. Now I've got loads of brushes, I might as well use them. They're not brilliant, but you don't need to spend loads of money on brushes. A synthetic brush as well. I'll show you in a minute. Because the brush I'm going to show you in a minute, a lot of people's got one. So I'll just show it you. Then you get them 10 a penny. I'll just show you. Where is it? Say like that brush, everyone's got one of them. You can bash the end up on that and make it spiky. These brushes, just ordinary synthetic brushes, they've got that's got paint on it. They've got quite stiff, firm thing on them. You can bash the end of them up as well. In fact, I'm going to use it while it's in my hand. Yeah, a bit of. But yeah, you could and then because you're using a dry paint as well, it all works. But I just use what you've got. Everything, like your colours, most of your colours. If you've not got, I've run out of yellow ochre and raw sienna, what I like for a creamy colour. I still use a creamy colour, I just mixed one. So if you're mixing a creamy colour, like this creamy colour here, bit of lemon yellow or cadmium yellow, I'll do it. If you haven't got either of them, any yellow, not that important. Mix it with a bit of, say, light red or burnt umber. Mix it with some burnt umber. That gives you a creamy colour. You can use some mud out the bottom of your palette if you want to mix it with. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to spin this back round, right, and do some more of this to show you the gist of it. Show you the gist. So, coming into here, look, like this, look. As I get to here, I want to be softer. That's because I'm going to have a cloud coming right through here. So, when I get to there, I'll be going softer. So this is supposed to be little bits of snow, just left knocking about. That's it, that's better. You know what, I think I'm tempted to add a bit more water to my paint. So I'm wondering if my paint's a little tiny little bit too dry. Maybe it is. Yeah, I'm going to add a tiny bit of water there. I just dipped the end of that brush into my water and then dipped it into my paint. So I've got tiny, oh dear, tiny drop more water in there. Right, that's better. That's what I'm after. I didn't want enough paint coming off my brush. It was that dry. There. See how I'm following my contours, look. That's much better. Yeah, I was struggling to get my brush was that dry. I was struggling to get paint off the edge of my brush, and taking ages. We don't want to be here all day. So, like here, I'm thinking here, I'm going to come across this way a bit. See how that's not going so much up here? I'm going to come more level because on this side I want to come up that way. So I've got to flop that round, if you know what I mean. So let's build this up here, look. Building up. Quite a bit around this area, look. And then this area, look. See how I've switched? So now I'm coming up this way. I should build all this bottom up with a thick paint here. Let's show you this top bit now. So, and keep every now and then, if you get your my brushes, my paint's wet, if you do that, you get like a nice scrapey effect. Right, let's have a look up here now. There's less up here, less of it. I'll show you, look. There. So it's got a slight drag to it. Don't need a great deal up here. Drag it. What I do, dab, drag, dab, drag. That's working nice. Don't need as much up here because there's a lot more snow at the top of your mountain. I've also got, see this here, I'm going across there, this bit here, I'm coming more just straight down. So I go straight down, that bit there slightly across, that bit there. I'm saying, I'm going into my misty bits in a minute, so, and the misty, so I need to be careful. Right, so that's basically what I'm doing. Let me just get more up here. As you're coming up, there's going to be less and less, because the most snow is on the peaks of these mountains. Yeah. So you get the gist of that. So at least you don't have to watch me for hours. I'll finish that off and then we'll come through and do this lake. Right, there we are. So I've done quite a bit of that. I've got two brushes on go now. One, I've got that same dark colour on this brush as that, but I've watted it right down. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have my light coming in from one side, so that means I'm going to darken one side of this, look. So let's say from about there, bring it down, you don't have to darken the same side as me. Just, I'll pull my shadows that way because I'm darkening this side. So if you darken the other side, you want your shadows that way coming off your reindeers. So you just got to remember that if you don't darken the same side as me, then your painting's not going to be following exact where you're putting your light and that. So I'll come down there, look down there, I'll come down there a little bit more, about like that. This is all my shadows. Let's come down there a tad more and all. Something about like that. And then when this brush has just got water on it, that's all that's on this. Dab in there. And that's giving me my cloud, you see. That's giving me my cloud. There. That's my cloud that's drifting through there. All I've done off camera is just built up there, and I put a little bit of that yellow ochre type colour in there just as that cloud drifts across. I've just left a gap in there, and then you put fainter brush strokes as I've gone up. If you get too heavy brush strokes, get a damp brush and rub them out a bit. Right, back in here. So the whole of this side is going to be this slightly darker colour. It's not showing up very well. That's better. It's looking nice. Very nice. I like that. Up here again, look, into there. Into there. Let's get this softening brush again before it dries. Don't want any hard edges on this, because this is a cloud. There, come across here. Try to say come across there a bit with that. Soften that in ready. Right. So all this white down here, it's all gonna be not quite white. Let's say something like that. That's not bad at that. Just sit back and have a look. Always sit back and have a look. Yeah, that'll do me, I think. I'm tempted to come across. There's like a line there. Let's come across there and add that bit in as well. I think that looks nice. And then I can soften that bit in. It'll help with that cloud effect up there. That's it, I like that. There. Maybe there's some little bits that's shaded in here as well. Just some little bits. Something like that. Soften in again. That looks nice. Yeah. Maybe there's a bit up here. Just soften the bottom of that bit in, I think. There, something like that. Softening down there. There, I think, yeah. That'll do me. So that's just showing a bit of dark to one side, so my light, you can see my lights coming in that way. Niceness. Right, let's put some water in. So damp brush, cross, a bit more water on there, cross. That'll do for now. I'll come back in again in a second. Start there. There we are. Might leave a little bit of white for a bit of a waterline. That'll probably look quite nice. There we are, that's that. Come back in again. Soften in this one. Niceness. Back in again. Yeah, something like that. Back to this one. Soften in again. There we are. I'll tell you what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to flip this upside down and just get this line here, look. Get that line there. That's it. Let's soften that in quickly. Soften that in. Plenty of water. That's it. Got to walk pretty fast because we want the soft edges, you see. There. That's that. Right. Now then. I'm going to go into now this mucky colour what's in sky here. Get a bit of that in there now. Get a bit of that on my brush because it's got to be set. In fact, let's come in here, look. Pull some bits down. Got reflection of that mountain as well. That's going to be in there. I never even thought of that. Reflection at mountain. It's definitely going to be in there. Plus that sky is that colour as well. So you're definitely going to want plenty of this colour putting in. So all your water's always going to reflect the colour of your surroundings, you see. Well, a bit more of that. See how it's nice, soft. That's because I'm using this damp brush. This one, to keep pouring it in. To keep pouring my water in to keep it soft. That's what I'm trying to say. Look at that niceness. A thick bit of paint in there somewhere. Let's soften that in a bit. Let's flip that upside down again. Just soften some of that in this some. I think I've got some chunks of paint in there. Not to worry. That's for using quite cheap paint. But you know me by now. I like to do everything on cheap, innit? Some more mucky colour. Needs muckying up a bit more. Add a tiny bit of that purple into my colours, what I've just done. Just rubbed it into a bit of purple. Not that you can tell, look. Can't really tell. There we are. Just probably soften that a little bit there in. There. I'll leave that. I'll let that dry. And then if that's too light and I need to go any darker, I can put another glaze on top of it. And that's the best way to do it, because that way you ain't got, it's easier to add paint on than to take paint off. Tell you what I will do actually, while we're here. This background bit here, this some, let's get my brush damp again, redampen my brush. This ain't pure white like this little highlights and bits of reflections of colour and stuff in there, so pop a few little bits and bobs in, sort of perhaps a tiny bit down that side there, look, because my sun's coming in from that side, you see. Did you know? Don't look at this directly at the sun. Did you know that? Because somewhere at the back of your eye, what's it? I think it's called your rectum. It's at the back of your eye. If you look directly at the sun, it might damage your rectum at the back of your eye. So don't look directly at the sun. There we are. Is that looking all right? Is that enough? Maybe it's a bit more. Just something like that. That looks nice. That'll look good when that's dried. Right. I can carry it. I could go straight into this, paint this bit, but I need a cup of tea in it. Right. I've got two brushes. One with just water on, one with a bit of paint on. I think, oh, reading glasses. Where's my reading glasses? There they are, got them. I think what I'm going to do, I think I'll just do one of these reindeer, colour them in, so you can see how to do it. Because it's just the technique, that's all you need is the technique. So once you know the technique, you'll be alright, hopefully. So that's that. comes down, dark down that side there. That bit's dark there. Dark bit round bottom there. Tiny bit there. Right, that's that. And then all it is, soften all that in. So now I've just got a damp brush. That colour, Burnt Umber, Ultramarine Blue. If you've got any, it's just a dark, leaning more towards brown, just a dark brown colour. So if you've got any mud in bottom of your palette, that'll probably do it. Something like that. It's not looking bad, is it? Something like that. Put some more water on. That's better. Bring that colour right up to there. So look at that. Tiny bit more back in here. Blend up a bit more from that bit there. That's all it is, just blending really. Right, I need a darker bit for his head, but I'm going to have to let that dry before I do that, else it'll just spread. You know what, I might pop the shadow in. That's the shadow. Again, this is just my damp brush. Pull that across like that. Niceness. Get a bit more paint on that brush. That's just a bit of blue, similar to sky colour now, what I've gone in there with, as it's gone softer over there. And let's even soften that a bit more. I can walk across there. Niceness. I like that. So, I'll tell you what I'll do while I'm here. Let's pop in there. So I want some more blue in here anyway. Let's pop in some little shadows and stuff anyway. There. Just some little reflection colours of what's going on in that sky. Because all this, that snow's never going to be pure white. It's always going to have these other little colours in it. So just soften in a little bit. Something like that. You know what? I'm going to just grab a tiny dab of that purple. Just stick a little dab in just there. Just that one little bit will do me, I think. Just soften it across. Just so there's a tiny bit of that purple. Got all other colours at sky in there. Just a tiny bit of that. Niceness. There, that's nice. There. I'll let all that dry and then I'll pop his head in. And that'll show you how to do that. And then I might just put that other one in so you don't get bored just watching me, because it's the same technique, just softened it. That one's more of a creamy colour, so I'll use more of that yellow ochre colour and a bit of brown colour. We'll just do the same technique. Right, let that dry. Right, final bits now. So I want to get this reindeer's head in. So it's about, I hope you can see that. I hope my hand's not in the way. It's about there, like that, something like that. There's a tab there. There is tabs there and there. Something like that. A bit more paint on my brush. Don't seem to be getting much paint on my brush. Try that. That's better. Can't paint without paint there. That's nice. Right, now get these anklers now. Something like that. You haven't got a... It's something like that, you know what I mean? They're that far away, you can't see them right close. There's probably some other little bits maybe sticking out on them. I'm going to leave it at that, that's enough. You hold your breath while you're doing them, I tell thee. Right, I tell you what else I want. I want a couple of birds, so while I got this brush, I'll put Peter and Paul in. Let's put them there. Fly away, Peter. Fly away, Paul. I'll put a BD in, stick that there. Bleep. Bleep. That's Bertie bleep. There. Cross that brush. Now, one more tang. This, just want there's a little bit of like earth just slightly showing through a little bit, not much, and it's just in little places, a little bit just poking through snow there. So if you just do that, and now probably need a tad more water in there, a tad more water in, and it'll smudge better. Let's try again. That's it. And then smudge it, niceness. A bit there, just a couple of bits. There's not loads. Smudge it. If you're doing this, like I said earlier, with that mounting on your proper watercolour paper, you'll get away with like you'll get away with just scratching it across, and the texture of your paper will give you that sort of feel. Right. Let me just so that's not bad, is it? Just little bits of stuff poking through. Just do one more little dab, and that's it. Not quite enough. Just little rocks and stuff. I tell you what, get this little brush here for a few little bits in. Too far away. And then we can smudge a bit. Beep, 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 beep. Niceness. There you go. That is it. That's alright, isn't it? That's done. Nice little lake scene. You could put a little waterline in there. On my reference photo, there's not one in, but you can put one in if you want. You know how to do them, don't you? Little waterline. Dampen your flat brush. Rub it on. Rub it across like that. Only damp, not wet through. Rub it across. Then wash it with some tissue. You'll have a little waterline similar to that there. A little waterline. But there's none on my reference photo, so I'm not going to bother having any in. Right. See you on beach. In it. Right. I'm back. What I've done, I just thought I'd show you because it helps you to know if there's a mistake. I looked at it, these bits here, this bit what poking bits of land what's poking through snow, right? I didn't like them, they were too strong, they were too much, so I've dampened that brush, I just rubbed across it, softened all the paint off, got a tissue and just dabbed it. You've seen me do that before, and softened it off, so you can see the difference now to that to what it was like a few seconds ago. So that is it now, it's definitely finished. So this time when I say see thee on beach, I mean I'll see thee on beach. In it!